Welcome to the Untrapped Podcast, where we are motivated and inspired about success, small business, and personal development. And now, Keith Kalfas.
Yo, I remember so vividly, so clearly waking up in the morning and my whole body in pain because I had to ride a bike about 2 miles to catch a bus, to put my bike on the front of that bus, to ride a bus another 7 miles, to get off at a bus stop to ride a bike another 2 miles to get to work to a dead-end lawn care job for like $11 an hour. And I could just close my eyes and picture it right now and take myself back. I remember being on that city bus. I'm holding a light here. This is a night video. And to those of you that are new to my channel, I make these videos from time to time, and these are the videos that kind of made this channel, this real talk, man. So I remember being on the bus, reading books and listening to audiobooks by Tony Robbins and Wayne Dyer, in a state of depression, isolation, lonely, broke, no driver's license, in debt, just kind of suffering, going to work to a dead-end lawn care job with no way out. And I remember stretching on that bus and like putting my legs back and just leaning into stretches, not caring what anybody thought, at 7 o'clock in the morning, just in pain, whole body in pain. Because after cutting grass, operating a weed whip, and running behind a walk-behind mower for 9-10 hours, I would ride my bike 10 miles to get home. By the time I got home from work, it'd be 10 o'clock at night. And at the age of, 22, 23, 24, wake up and do it all over again every single day. And I remember I lost my driver's license, and it was so depressing. God, I remember thinking these deep thoughts of, this feels so impossible to get out of. I feel so incredibly trapped. I can't believe that this is my life, and I'm never going to get out of this. It's horrifying, right? And that's not that horrifying. It's not that bad. But there was always this vision of this older Keith reaching out, like the Keith in the future, the Keith a decade later, a Keith in his 30s, saying, just be calm and be patient because all your dreams are going to come true. And even though it seems so impossible from back then, there was always this like line of faith. It was almost like me today. I'm talking to younger Keith, encouraging him, and using like space and time to talk to my younger self. And my younger self was hearing, this is so crazy and real, and I know I might be stringing a chord with you. I could hear myself talking to myself like a whisper, saying, dude, everything you're dreaming about is going to come true. And I would have these visions of me being an entrepreneur one day, having a great life, being out of debt and having money in the bank and driving those new trucks I see, and even speaking in front of audiences. I was like, what is going on? I know this is going to happen. Even though life seems so hard right now and so impossible, these things will come to pass. And I stand here today, I sit here right now, and my life is beautiful. So if that can happen, anything can happen. It's not really my style on my videos to talk about myself that much, unless I'm pointing to a point or a topic of discussion revolving around a lesson, right? Because people talk about themselves, it's kind of boring, right? You want to know about you. You want to know about you. But I also do feel it's important to share who you are and where you come from. Is that a cicada? Wow, it is. Those things that are in the trees that make those loud noises. I've never actually really seen one. It's like rubbing its legs, making that noise. Okay, so, my friend, I want to encourage you that if you're by chance going through any hard time, or you're just fine, amazing things can happen in your life. All of your dreams, some of the dreams you see other people living that you wish could be yours, can totally come true for you when you let go of the grip you have on your current reality and you allow yourself to get excited again. It's a frequency, it's an emotion, it's an energy, it's a feeling of you are so excited you will not be denied, and you are ready to launch out and live in a bold new way. And the reciprocal of that is where you're so sick and tired of being sick and tired, and the pain gets so bad of where you're currently at, or what you're currently putting up with, you're currently dealing with, or who you're currently allowing to take advantage of you or walk on you, or whatever you're currently dealing with or tolerating, you get so sick of it that you finally change it. And I think it really comes down to that where you'll be in 5 years is in direct proportion to the books you read, the people you associate with, and the difficult conversations that you're willing to have. And a lot of this revolves around difficult conversations. I just called up Brian Fullerton pretty late at night. He goes, "What up, bro?" He just had a long day. Me too. I'm like, "Dude, I gotta talk to you." And I went off just like talking out. I was talking about some things that I'm so frustrated with that I'm just done. And on the phone, like, my skin got really hot and I had this anxious feeling. The same feeling I got when I signed the mortgage on my house. Like, one of those feelings where you know you're shedding and you're breaking through the mold and you're shedding your old skin. I know that feeling. It's the place, like the 11 stages of grief, where you finally come into full acceptance that you're ready to move forward in your life, in relationship, as an entrepreneur, and your personal development, right? And there's no more fighting or struggling anymore. There's no more going in circles, spinning, putting gas on the fire of the problem. Now you are in full-blown solving the problem mode, full-blown execution. But a lot of this execution and taking your life and your business and your personal development to higher levels really revolves around self-worth. It revolves around evolving your consciousness and integrating your mind, your body, your emotions on these different levels of truth all the way through your spirit, your spirituality. It's evolution. And when all these things line up and you move forward, the only thing left holding you back is the physical. When you make the change within, and you finally have made that change, it has no choice. And you decide. And the word decide means to cut. Boom, you cut it. So I had this friend a long time ago. He said something really very interesting. He goes, "I don't like to make tough decisions. I don't like taking responsibility. So I wait till things get so bad that I'm either forced to, or somebody forces me to make a decision to change, because I don't like making decisions." I was like, that's really interesting. Are you the type of person who waits till things get so painful before you change? That's it right there. So I think it's important to not bury those things down and to not stew in it, but to bring it up to the surface and seek out coaching, seek out mentorship, find people who have already gone through the minefield and get around mastermind groups, webinars, live events, get on the phone, find a mentor or a coach or somebody that you can work this stuff out and speed up the rate of your evolution faster so you can evolve faster. And speed of implementation, the one common denominator among successful people that they've found, the most important thing that makes the difference is speed of implementation. That's from the time you learn about a great idea to the time you implement it really determines how fast you become successful, right? Speed of implementation. Right.
More of the Untrapped podcast right after this.
Jill's office provides friendly, professional receptionists for small business owners just like you. We can help answer your calls, and we can even schedule estimates and jobs for you. Try Jill's office today and get a $25 discount when you say Untrapped. Just go to jillsoffice.com.
Once again, here's Keith Kalfas.
It's funny how the world outside or people outside can tell you how to think, how to feel, what you should do with your life and with your business. It's funny how people can tell you things and you still can't act despite the good advice you happen to be getting from other people or from YouTube. You still cannot force yourself to make the change. or make that hire, or make that fire, or do that thing. I don't know what it is for you, right? Why is that? Why is that? I'm fascinated by that. And you could say it's because I'm not ready. Well, that could be very true. You might not be ready, right? There's many, many levels of readiness. Maybe you need to gather more data. Well, what if you've been gathering data for 5 years, right? You still haven't made the decision. That's when I think it's like when the cup gets so full that it's overflowing and spilling. I look at it like, how risk adverse are you to jump into the fear of the unknown? What's happened in your life? What's happened in the past? What have you gone through? How do you view risk? How safe do you feel at taking chances and making decisions, right? What type of programming is in your head? A lot of questions here. I know for me, it's sad, but in the world of commerce in which we live in, for me, a lot of it revolves around money. If I can make a living and make sure my bills are paid and there's food in the fridge and my family's taken care of, that's very important to me. And if you're going to go off and take a risk doing something that could literally make you lose your home and not be able to feed your family, that's pretty risky, right? So it's kind of like the old thing, like you shouldn't quit a job until you have another job lined up. Well, I think it's important to make transitions smoothly. Make sure you always have positive cash flow coming in. What you're doing is calculated. You're taking calculated risks, and you're never gambling. I remember one time I had this old buddy. He just got paid. For some reason, we went downtown. There's some casinos down in Detroit. He's like, let's go to the casino. I'm like, okay. I watched this dude blow his whole paycheck at the casino in 15 minutes. And it scared the crap out of me. I was like, dude, that's insane, right? I wasn't judging him, right? But I watched it happen. Gambling. You could win a lot, but what if you could really calculate all that stuff? And I think some of that comes down to taking the time to get educated, to ask the right questions, to get around others who have gone before you. Sometimes as an entrepreneur, you can feel very alone. Like you don't have anybody to talk to specifically about what you're going through in the moment to help guide you through that. Walk a mile, see a mile. Walk a mile, see a mile. I think it's important to get out of your head and get into reality and start taking effective actions. Another thing I deal with is the energies of other people. Sometimes you can get around other people that after you leave their presence, you feel exhausted, like they're energy vampires and they suck your energy. Energy vampires are real to me, and these are the type of people that you can be all amped up and having great ideas, and you're ready to soar to new heights. Then you get around these people and they suck all your energy out of you, and now you got to take a nap. And now your whole day is gone. And if you go through this and enough days keep going by where you're surrounded by energy vampires, you'll literally watch 6 months and a year of your life go by and you didn't get anywhere, and now you're so frustrated you can't even think straight to even get back on your A game. It's where difficult conversations come in. I think that's where it's a lot of layers to the success thing. It just really upsets me. I like to talk about this stuff because I really want to become the multi-millionaire guy who is a massive influencer or whatever, who talks about things like this one day. It's a huge dream of mine. I know that sounds kind of weird, but to me it's not. Because I don't like when I watch these guys on the internet talk about how they make millions and millions of dollars, yet they don't ever talk about the deep levels of struggle and the psychological crap that you go through along the way. It's almost like that doesn't exist for them. Oh, they don't go through that stuff. They're immune to that, So I think it's important to stay transparent and talk about where you came from, because people don't really relate to your successes until they relate to your struggle. They won't listen to you, And it's kind of weird in the world of business. It's very transactional. The customer doesn't care about what you're going through. They just want their thing done, and they want it done now, So it's an isolated space. Sometimes, unless you're around other business owners, there's not a lot of personal growth that happens. All right, I'm out of here. I just wanted to talk all that out. I just remember being on that city bus and riding bikes and being broke and sleeping in basements. One time a person commented on a video, like, why did you even allow yourself to get that broke, Kalfas? Why did you? I'm like, dude, I've lived in 34 homes. I've had like 32 jobs. Yeah, I spent my teens and my early 20s stuck in dead-end jobs. And we didn't have YouTube and all this shit like we have now. I'm literally that old. We did not have access to this type of information at this level. I wish I did, but I didn't. Don't get caught, don't get trapped. If you have to leave your city, leave your town, or go get around new people, or just change your entire environment, or the people you associate with, or the people you listen to get there faster, then do it. And another thing, it's hard to read between the lines and all the bull crap that some of the people on the internet talk about. It's like they got something up their sleeve or something. You know what I like to listen to on the internet? Patrick Bet David from Valuetainment. The guy's awesome. He's pretty cool, pretty genuine. London Real's alright. I really like Sam Ovens. I've listened to a lot of his stuff. He hasn't uploaded a video in like months. He's got some really deep stuff. And Alex Becker's okay. I mean, he's cool. But I think the only people... Oh, yeah. Who's... Joseph... Oh, he's the guy who talks about Aaron Neville and, not Aaron Neville, that's the singer. Joseph Rodriguez, I think that's his name. He does book reviews. Personal development stuff. Brendan Burchard. I listen to Brendan Burchard. Evan Pagan, Mike Dillard. Anyways, I'm out of here.
I'm going to wrap up this podcast. Go to Keith Kalfas Untrapped Podcast on Apple Podcasts, and please leave the show a well-worded positive 5-star review. It helps boost the rankings of the show. I really, really appreciate it. Hit me up on YouTube, Instagram, at Keith Kalfas, and I can't wait to hear about your success, and I'll see you soon.